Hey folks, Matt Easton here, Scholar Gladiator. So a little fact that probably quite a lot of you who watch this channel don't know about me is that, as well as being interested in swords and military history and reading lots of stuff and you know, doing fencing and shooting and archery and all the other kind of historical military history related things I do, I have another hobby. I probably have various actually, but I have another hobby which I don't really talk about, which is sort of related, and that's wargaming. I do in fact wargame, and as Lloyd does, Lindy Beige, I know he does as well, and I do in fact, you know, I talk a lot about the Indian Mutiny, and that's one type of wargaming I do. I do Indian Mutiny wargaming. I'm not 100% happy with any rules that I currently use, but I thought I would very simply say that I prefer using Tamiya paints. And that's right, it is the night of random posting. Here's a couple of little miniatures. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus on them rather than my face. Couple of little Indian Mutiny miniatures. Come back into focus. There we go. An officer, Indian officer, and an Indian mutineer in non-regulation gear. And that just gives you a little idea. So they're 28mm. I buy from various companies, including Iron Duke, Mutineer Miniatures, AW Miniatures, various others. Nice bit of product placement there. And me and a few of my friends do a little bit of wargaming. Don't get to do it very often. As I say, I'm not 100% happy with any of the rules that we've tried out yet. Who knows, I might even do my own wargaming rules at some point. I don't get much chance to paint, I don't get much chance to play, but it's a nice little thing on the side to do occasionally when you get a chance to. And really just to say that, you know, there are a lot of model paints out there. You know, I know that like Games Workshop and companies like that do their own paints and this kind of stuff, but I have just found that going to Hobbycraft, which is just a typical kind of model and craft shop in the UK, and buying Tamiya paints, their acrylics, work absolutely great, and they've got lots of different colours and they're relatively cheap, they last ages, they don't dry out like I remember Games Workshop paints always used to in those plastic pots. So there we go. So I do a bit of wargaming. I might talk a little bit more about wargaming. In fact, I will be talking more about wargaming in the future. And a friend of mine, friend of mine, runs a game shop not too far away from me, and we will hopefully be doing some filming there. So anyway, that's something for the future, but just really to say, I recommend Tamiya paints. Anyway, I hope that was moderately interesting. Oh, and also to point out, you'll notice, I play mutineers, so don't think that when I'm doing the Indian Mutiny, it's yay, it's the British winning, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually, I like playing mutineers. I find it a more varied, interesting force, and sometimes I find my political leanings more on the side of the mutineers than the British, contrary to what many of my viewers may think. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again for the next video. Cheers folks, bye.